I was in the Merseyside tourist office there, you know, in one of those shopping centres.
Oh yeah,
apparently you can book a trip in here, you know, it's £7.50. It goes every day, you know.
Yeah.
Did you hear us? Steve, did you hear us? No.
Will we go in the auditorium? Because I've donated some money for a seat in the auditorium. So I'll be able to see my name. Must be the thing.
We haven't got the last figures. I think they were sold off somewhere else in the city. They are still in the city, but many years ago. So nobody actually comes in this way. Well, hopefully we'll be able to. We've got a box obviously working. And the top lighting would have been useful because you obviously need to do your drawings as well, and that those days was a candle hour. I think that is not that. It became the Liverpool Institute for Boys in approximately 80. What we call the atrium. It's a space between the old building and the new building. What used to be where this new building is was a gymnasium, and the roof couldn't accommodate the air conditioning systems we wanted to put in, or wouldn't have taken the strain of having extra floors built on top of it. So we knocked the gymnasium down and built the new building, which is here, which leaves a nice gap in between the two of a performance space. It's 2 balconies high, with the audience can sit on balconies, and the space can be performed in at the bottom, music or drama, acting, whatever you want to do. At the moment, it's Smoker's Corner. This is what we call the master control room. It's a studio, can be used as a studio as one, or can control either of the libraries on either side. They also can be controlled separately by studios on either side. But Gareth will tell you a little bit more about this because I don't know as much about these studios.
Right, we've got AMET Galileo, 48-track desk. It's sorry, it's on a lie, 56-channel desk, 48 tracks of recording. It's the first of its kind in the country. It's actually a prototype. Made by AMET, and we're kind of testing it out for them, if you like. The big monitor that you see above you is for the use of monitoring shows in other locations in the building, because the whole building is kind of linked together by meters and meters of cabling. The idea is that you can run a show in the Paul McCartney Auditorium, having a desk at the top to actually mix the sound for the actual room, but at the same time there are panels all at the back of the stage that you can connect microphones in and what have you, and then they are directly transferred up to this master control room and therefore into the desk. So you can have a separate studio recording which is totally independent of the actual sound that's being run in the auditorium itself, and use the monitor up above to just have a look and see what's going on. Like I said, it's a 56 channel desk. We have 24 tracks of digital recording controlled by this transport here, and the actual machines in the room behind us here. But as well as that, we've got 24 tracks of analog recording to transport this, and both can be synced together to give you 48 tracks. But in addition to that, this little set of equipment here is the hardware that runs an Apple Mac computer, which isn't here at the moment obviously, but that runs a software program called Pro Tools, which is a kind of a post-production hard disk editing system, which will give you an extra 32 tracks of recording, which again can be synced up to the two other formats, giving you a lot of channels to work with. And the AMEC itself, like the nerve centre, is the PC, which is inbuilt, controlling the screen in the front, and it remembers everything for you. Positions of faders at the end of a mix or something, and also all the EQ settings that you might have done, they're all displayed on the TV screen, so if you come back at a later date, all you have to do is just recall the program on the computer and it'll tell you exactly where your settings were when you were last here. So spend a few minutes setting it all up and you're back where you started again and able to carry on with your work.
Doesn't reset them for you.
No, it doesn't. The studio on that side does, and no, the studio on that side doesn't either, but that one is equipped with flying faders, and it's a Soundcraft DC2020 surround desk, so it's equipped with surround sound system. You have a couple of joysticks to be able to give true four-dimensional sound. And there's similar outboard equipment as well, so even though they're considered not as advanced as this, they're still a professional sound.
This is digital, one's digital, one's analog. So what are they?
And the one next door and the further one there is that, like I said, this is totally digital, which means, if you look at it, each channel, instead of having, okay, it's got the fader, but instead of having the dedicated EQ section at the top, all you have are select switches, and the EQ is actually controlled by one panel. So you select the channel that you want, you do your relevant EQ, it remembers it for you, and you go all along all the channels until you're happy with the sound, and it's all displayed graphically here. Now, if I tweak these knobs here, I can select the actual frequency, you see it moving, that I want, and then I can boost it or cut it like that. I'm happy with that. I'll then use this button to select a different frequency, move it along to maybe there, and do the same again. And then you've got a control which alters the shape of the curve that you created. And again, it remembers it all. So at the end of the session, or you simply just save a program under your name or whatever, come back in a couple of weeks' time and recall Gareth or whatever, and it remembers absolutely everything. Unlike the Galileo, where the computer actually shows you what you did, so you have to spend a bit of time actually reconfiguring and setting it all up again. Well, this doesn't, it does it for you instantly, which is why it's called the Total Recall console.
You've got your pianos and your drum kits. Again, we've got your cabling and your wires in here that do mix down for various things. They need to know how. When a musician plays, it's different than when you're mic'd up. Being mic'd up will change the sound totally, so they need to know how they sound. We know actually live it, don't we?
And then we get told in letters to you people, not being paid.
We are. Well, I will be. Not anybody else. So the staff here do work very hard. Teaching staff work very hard, and all the rest of the staff work hard as well. And I think the students appreciate it. We can't use it. Listen to it.
I'm
This is actually a radio studio. It's called the Kenny Everett Radio Studio because it was donated by Kenny Everett's sister when he died.
This is
and
what we call
it's
the
as it was
Kenny
in
Everett.
his house.
Kenny
There's little
Everett.
trophies in there that he won when he was working as well, which is nice. And the two other rooms, the room at the back, the room at the end there I think might be open. It's a video edit suite. If you want to go in there, it might not. It is.
They did get locked when not in use.
The usual. Well, we'll lock them all in. Before you hit it, you have
I was
to
just
warm the gong.
pausing for a photo.
You
Sorry?
don't hit it before you've warmed it up.
Warm what up?
You warm a gong up before you hit it.
Did?
Yeah.
Oh, just get me a picture.
By either hitting it slowly.
You're not going to take your shirt off?
Let's get some
See,
grease.
it's not...
You can hit it if you like. You just hit it. You hit it quietly in little
Smile.
bangs, and then you can. So you can.
Right.
They're the same as the 6 lights that are on the back there, and they actually have mirrors in the bottom moving around them. So rather than manually moving spotlights, they move and they can be programmed to move with music, or as a production carries on, as a dance carries on, or can be moved from the board upstairs. We take them off with screwdrivers, just put our names in.
They used to have wooden benches.
This is our small auditorium. It's a multi-purpose room. The seats actually fold back under the balcony here, making it into a dance studio or whatever. There's mirrors behind. You might find that those seats on the end of that row are a bit dodgy.
Oh, hang on. I've slowed that down a bit. Excuse me, please.
The mirrors behind the walls, so it can be used as a dance studio, as anything really. The screen also goes back up into the ceiling. We've done various things in here, performances, whole press conferences, anything. It seats about 150 altogether, so it's quite a big seating range as well. The 3 videos that we're going to show you, the first one is our original promotional video. This is my
Any particular examples of something? And, it's, I don't know, it's a singer or something. It must be a second year of studio.
Well, basically, this time next year we'll be looking at being taken.
I'll take it.
How's it going, Jan? Thanks for coming in.
It's going very well. Look at all the stuff. The reproduction of to its sketchbooks.
So let's have it. I didn't actually tell him to burn his guitar. It was the night before he was leaving England to go and play in Monterey. He was at the Savile Theatre and he said, I want to really give the English people a good show and to represent the fact that I'm leaving my guitar with them. So, I don't know if you know the theatre laws in England, but the Lord Chancellor's rules in those days, but they were so strict on anything to do with what went on stage. You couldn't light up a cigarette or have any naked frame on stage without many precautions being taken. So he just planned with Jimmy just to squirt some lighter fuel on his guitar and flick it with a zipper and just make it flare up and burn the petrol off and go out immediately. But to do that, we also had 3 firemen with fire blankets and extinguishers standing inside the stage in case the whole thing exploded.